Brendan Rodgers is on the brink of the sack over Leicester City as they took a bit of a beating at the hands of Tottenham Hotspur 6-2 drubbing, of course, last time out in the Premier League. But what's going to go on this weekend? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Bam's Game on a prediction video today. We look forward to match number 8 in this year's Premier League, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button back today. All things Premier League related, Blood and Rose related, Woo Cup related. Later this year, that's right. Arsenal still remain top of the table, of course, heading into the London Derby. Of course, this coming weekend. Can they still be there up against Red Hot Spurs, who, of course, just 1 point adrift heading into this weekend? We'll take a look at it, all of it, and a second, of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's take a look at how we all got on last time around. Of course, last time around we did the live show, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, this is the outlook or what's gone on this past week. Again, it was a very hit and miss weekend. A lot of these games didn't go ahead, but we'll look at it anyway. All of it. So Aston Villa, a big win for them over Southampton, moves the chains, of course. Where are they now? Up to 50 for the table. 1-0 win. Called it lads. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest. I don't know what's going to go wrong with or right for these guys. They spent so much money. Oh my gosh. 3-2 loss to Fulham, who are doing fucking fantastic, aren't they, right now? 3-2 win. They might actually stick around for the long haul. 3-2 it was in the end. 1-0 win in my eyes. Brighton against Crystal Palace didn't go ahead, purely, I think, for travel reasons or something like that. Meanwhile, Wolves did get spanked by Man City. I called it as I went with a 3-0 win myself. Newcastle could only muster a draw against Bournemouth, who look a bit of a side right now. They look a bit of a side. A bit of a fighter in that. So 1-1 was the real deal. Spurs 6-2 demolition of Leicester. I went with a 4-1. You got to give me a bit of credit there, guys. I went big, and it was bigger. But you know what? No one predicted a 6-2. No way. Meanwhile, Chelsea. Okay, let's just reveal these ones because they're all over the place. Chelsea against Liverpool didn't take place. Man United against Leeds didn't take place. Brentford did lose to Arsenal. I went with a 2-1, so it was a 3-0. And Everton, big win for them in the Moisey Derby. Lampard, of course, really doing the business now for Everton as they try to really defy a lot of other expectations and predictions by a lot of people by saying they're relegation candidates. But anyway, that's of course that. I actually think Brentford are going to be in a bit of bother now. I just think they're sitting pretty though in 9th right now, Brentford, but they look a little lost, as do Forest, as do Leicester right now. Realistically, what do you think about that? Should we go big picture on this for a minute? Brendan Rodgers, fantastic manager, been around the block. Swansea, Celtic, Liverpool, now Leicester won an FA Cup with Leicester, got them back into Europe. They do not want to be in a relegation fight. They do not want to be in a relegation fight. Right now, confidence is sapping. Yet to taste success. The only team yet to taste success this time around is he on borrowed time. And if he was to go, who's going to come in? Rafa Benitez, Pochettino, matey boy Sean Dyche. Surely that's not his game. He needs to be somewhere else. I think it just doesn't fit right for Leicester. Leicester should be knocking down top 10, if not more than that. But of course, looking at the table right here, right now, I think Brentford, I do think they're going to be in a bit of trouble. I think they're just so hot and cold. Don't know what to expect from Bournemouth or Fulham, but of course at the top of the table, Brighton as well, brought in Sassuolo's coach or former Sassuolo coach taking the reins. I think that's all gonna hurt them in the long term. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were for Potter. And what's going to happen with Potter over in Chelsea? So those are the things that are going to take place in what has been a cracking start to the Premier League, and Arsenal over in the mixer as well. Anyway, that's of course that. We're going to go in the Super Brew. Let's get the bloody Super Brew on here, not the Bundesliga. We're going to go over here into the Premier Ligos. Of course, take a look at it. Don't look at it too hard. Of course, there's 90 of us in here, guys. Remember that 90. But Tayab up there with Mad Eyes, 10.5 points last time around. Ferris 77 up there with 9.5. Kume up there with 9.5. And Dalian 9. Jumbo, Robert the Hornet, Russell, Yannick, all with a 9-piece. Green up there with 8.5 as well. Where am I? Where the fucking hell am I? Does it actually show me? There I am. 5.5. Did pretty shit, to be honest with you. Not great. But well done for all of you guys for taking part. Raymond's in there. I see Iman Hussein is in there. Some guys might have taken the weekend off. But let's take a look at the overall lead. But where I'm doing all right. Again, of course, I'm not winning it. Ferris 77 is winning it. 72.5 points on the board right now. Swipby up there with 68.5. Blue Orbit with Con DJ Snake and Kume as well. Mad Eyes up there. 8 points there. With the yellow jersey. I'm in 20th. I'm 20th right here. 58 points. Level on points with England as champion. within striking distance of the top half. So we're going for it, guys. We're going to go for it this weekend. Of course, if you want to go for it as well, get in here, Cut Your Fortunes EPL Prem, get your name in lights, and of course, get in the mixer as well. But these are the games, of course, as the full fixture list of games is expected to take place. You imagine 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I think so. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. There's a 10th. Of course, coming at you though with we kick it all off on Saturday. It's the London Derby. Arsenal against Spurs, of course, coming at you over at Emirates. Played 67 times in 1993. 36 wins for Arsenal, 16 wins for Spurs, 25 draws, of course. Arsenal winning 5 of the last 6, 83% form for them right now. Up against the Spurs side, who also actually lost 1 of the last 6, 75% form for them moving forward as well. Last round over at the Emirates, it was a 3-0 win for Arsenal back in September 2021. In fact, the away side hasn't won this game since Spurs beat Arsenal in the EFL Cup back in December 2018. Last time the away side beat the home side in the league. You're going to go to Arsenal beating Tottenham back in March 2014. It's been a long time since the away side has been victorious in this fixture, of course. Coming at you though, Spurs pick up a 6-2 win over Leicester. Of course, they did get spanked by Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League. Arsenal with a 3-0 win over Brentford, who of course are very all over the shop right now. You just don't know what you're going to get. 11-10 on is your Arsenal. They're red off. 11-4 is your 13-5 is your draw. Sorry, 35 is your away win. 11-4 is the draw. I'm back in a draw here. I think 2-2 in the end. Goals galore. Conte will need to keep up the heat there, and of course Arsenal will be happy, I think, with a point. I know they want more right now. Of course, their tails are up, the confidence is up, and they want to keep on going. But Tottenham aren't no slouches. They're probably one of the bigger teams they've played so far this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, at the Vitality, it's Bournemouth up against Brentford. Of course, played 24 times, 2003, 9 wins apiece, 6 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat past 5 right now for Bournemouth. 50% form for them. 1-2 lost to and drawn to. Up against the Brentford side, also 1-2 lost to and drawn to. 50% form for them moving forward. Just 1 win in 4 for them at the moment. Of course, last time around over at Bournemouth, it was in the Championship playoffs. It was back in May 2021. It was a 1-0 win for Bournemouth back in the day. Bournemouth picking up a 1-1 against the Geordies on the road. Brentford, of course, 3-0 loss to Arsenal last round. But the odds for this one, we have a Bournemouth 25 for the victory, 25 is draw, 11-10 is your Brentford. Brentford are favoured here, it looks like, but I'm going to go with Bournemouth. A 1-0 win for them. Tails are up, 3 points in the bag, and that could actually see them go up as high as 6 in the table. Maybe, just maybe, there is some fire in that Scotty Parker nonsense as well. Meanwhile, Chelsea will go to Crystal Palace in, of course, Potter's next game and charge. Played 26 times in 1984. 4 wins for Crystal Palace, 21 wins for Chelsea, and we got 1 draw. Just 1 defeat though, the past 6 for Crystal Palace right now. 58% form for them. Up against the Chelsea side, of course, 1-2 on the last 6, 42% form for them moving forward. Last time around, though, at Selhurst Park, it was a 1-0 win for Chelsea. That was, of course, back in February 2022. Chelsea pick up 6 wins on the trot against Crystal Palace. So they'll fancy the chances here. They do come into this on the back of a draw against Salzburg, of course. 1-1 it was. That was Potter's one and only game so far. Palace with a 0-0 draw against Newcastle. It's actually been back-to-back draws for them heading into this. The odds, though, for this, we have 60-5 is your host, 65 on is your Palace, is your Chelsea, and 35 is your draw. I'm back in Chelsea. Not a pretty one. 2-1 win for them against the resolute, tough Crystal Palace, especially at home. Fulham up against Newcastle United, coming at you at Craven Cottage. Played 30 times in 2001. It's the Mitrovic derby. 14 wins for Fulham, 11 wins for the Geordies, 5 draws. Of course, Fulham are winning 3, losing 3 of the last 6. 50% form for them right now. Up against the Newcastle side, of course, 50% form for them. 1-1 lost 1 and drawn 4 over the last 6. Last time round, though, over at Craven Cottage, it was a 2-0 win for Newcastle back in May 2021. In fact, the Homesteaders only won once of the last 6, and the last time that happened was back in August 2016 in the Championship. Fulham 1-0 victors over Newcastle. Of course, Newcastle with a draw against Bournemouth. Fulham with a big 3-2 win over Forest. Of course, last time, big win for them. 2-1 is your Fulham, 5-4 is your away win, and 12-5 is your draw here. Even Stevens for me, points split right in the middle, and I think Fulham will be happy again. Another point in the bag, and that could actually put them into top 5, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Liverpool up against Brighton over Albion. Of course, it's the debut for the new coach. Of course, coming at you over at Anfield, played the 12 times in 2011, 9 wins to Liverpool and 1 win for Brighton. Of course, Roberto De Zerbi making the debut, 2 draws between the two sides. Of course, Liverpool though 58% form for them, and just 1 defeat past 5. Up against the Brighton side, just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them moving forward as well. Last time around over at Anfield, it was a 2-2 draw back in October 2021. In fact, the home side hasn't won in the last 5 games here. That's both at Anfield and, of course, at the Amex. The last time it took place, it was a 2-1 win for Liverpool back in November 2019. Liverpool with a big 2-1 win over Ajax. Major game it was for them. Brown with a big 5-2 win over Leicester. And again, that was the last match for Potter. What a way to bow out as he put a massive dent in Leicester's survival hopes already. The odds right here right now. We've got what have we got going on here? We've got Liverpool coming at you. 11-4 on for the victories. We've got 8-1 is your Brighton. 50-4 is your draw here. I'm back at a 3-0 win for Liverpool. They've got to win this one. They are a little bit off the pace. They're quite a lot off the pace. They had 8 points adrift of the leaders Arsenal at the moment. Southampton up against Everton, of course, coming out at St Mary's, of course. Played each other 45 times in 1983, 15 wins for Southampton, 9 wins for Everton, and we've got 11 draws. Of course, Southampton won 3, lost 3 over the last 6, 50% form for them right now. Up against the Everton side, unbeaten in the last 6 games. You wouldn't have said that at the start of the season, would you? 6-game unbeaten and 67% form for them at the moment. Last time around, they're over at St Mary's. It was a 2-0 win for Southampton back in February 2022. The away side hasn't won this game since the last 5, and the last time the away side did win was when Everton beat Southampton at St Mary's back in November 2019. Everton with a 1-0 win over West Ham, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Up against the Southampton side, back-to-back games now without a goal, of course. But they're looking forward to this one as well. No, none the same. 23-20 is your host, 12-5 is your, 23-10 is your away win here. I'm back in the States. Can they get marching on? 2-1 win for them. Everton taking the L on this one. That win for Southampton could put them up as high as 7th in the table. The Hammers, who are in the relegation zone, up against Wolves, who also on the brink of being in the relegation zone, will be locking horns at the London Stadium. Played each other 16 times, 2004, 8 wins for West Ham, 7 wins for Wolves, and we've got 1 draw. Of course, West Ham, though, 1-2 lost 2 over the last 4, 58% form over the last 6. Up against the Wolves side, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Just 1 win and 4 for Bruno Laga's boys heading into this. Last time around at the London Stadium was a 1-win for the Hammers back in February 2022. Of course, West Ham did lose to Everton in the Moysey derby last round at Goodison Park, with Wolves losing 3-0 to Man City last round at Molineux. The odds right here right now 20-19 on is your West Ham. They are favoured. 5-2 is your, 11-4 is your away win. And the win here could see West Ham go as high as 13th in the table. I'm backing the Hammers to win here. 2-0 for them at home, and Wolves will replace them in the drop zone, I believe. Kicking off forward, it is the Manchester derby. Wow, that kind of snuck up on us, didn't it? We've got the London derby, and then we've got the Manchester derby taking place at the Etihad. Played 59 times in 1983. We got 21 wins for Man City, 30 wins for Man United, and 8 draws. Of course, City, though, unbeaten in the last 6 games at the very least. 92% form for them right now. Up against the United side, we've won 5 of the last 6. 83% form for them moving forward. Last time around, they're over at the Etihad. It was a 4-1 win for City back in March 2022. Back-to-back wins for City over United. Of course, United did pick up a 2-0 win over Tiraspol. They did lose to Sociedad, though. But the last match in the Premier League was a big 3-1 win over Arsenal. Of course, City, though, with a big 3-0 win over Wolves. Of course, they placed last time around in the week that wasn't, or the weekend that wasn't. 3-1 on is your City, 30-2 is your away win, and 90-4 is your. I've got goals in this one, guys. I've got goals galore. 6 goals for the 4-2 though in the favour of Manchester City. Of course, will go extend the lead potentially at the top, or go top of the table depending on what goes on with Arsenal. Into the final 2 now. We have Leeds against Arsenal Villa coming at Ellen Road. Finished 33 times in 1994. 10 wins for Leeds, 12 wins for Villa, 11 draws. Of course, Leeds though without a win 3, 50% form. That's 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Villa though 1-2 out of the last 5 for them, 42% form for them moving forward. Last time around, over at Ellen Road, it was a 3-0 win for Villa back in March 2022. The away side hasn't won, the home side hasn't won since Villa beat Leeds back at Villa Park back in April 2018 in the Championship. Of course, Leeds with a 5-2 loss against Brentford. Villa with a 1-0 win over Southampton. The odds right here right now, though, we have 8-5 is your Leeds, 12-5 is your, 8-5 is your away win. It could not be tighter. Gone with a 2-1 win though for Leeds here. Surprise, surprise. They're slipping down the table right now. They need a result and a win for them this weekend. We'll see them do just that. But then, of course, I'm at a bit of a derby as well. This one it is Monday Night Football. Leicester up against Forest. Played 27 times in 1993. 8 wins for Leicester. 9 wins for Forest. 10 draws, of course. Leicester, though, 1 win and 6. 17% form for them right now. Up against the Forest side. 4 defeats on the spin. 25% form. Both sides need results. They need one fast. Played each other last time round, though, over at the King Powers. A 2-0 win for Leicester back in November 2018. 2013. So 2013, it was a 2-0 win for Forest in the Championship. Of course, they did play each other last season, though, in the FA Cup. It was a big 4-1 win it was for Forest over Leicester. That was at the City Ground, though. Of course, coming at you, Leicester with a 6-2 drubbing by Spurs. They actually conceded 11 goals in the last 2 games combined. Forest, of course, conceded 6 goals in the last 2 games combined. Both of those games were at home. In fact, they've conceded 12 goals in the last 3 games. The goodness gracious me, they're not performing right now. They are not performing. The odds here, 4-3 on is your Leicester, 40-5 is your draw, 60-5 is your away win. I'm backing Leicester City here. Rodgers is under pressure, and that could actually see Nottingham Forest go bottom of the table despite breaking all records for transfer business last time around. But that, my friends, is what I've got for you here. And if I'm right, it'll be like this. It will be like that. That's right? Yeah, it is right. Forest will be bottom of the table there with 4 points. Leicester in 19th and Wolves in 18th, in a bit of a Midlands looking, or whatever, Black Country, whatever you want to call that sort of area of England. And of course, top of the table is City leading the charge. Arsenal into second spot. Spurs Spurs up there in third, and Brighton remain in fourth, despite losing to Liverpool, who go up to sixth behind Potter's boys, Chelsea in fifth. That's, of course, my take on it, guys. Be sure to get your own take on it using the link, /EPL Prem. And, of course, we'll see you next time around when, of course, we come back for the next round of games. That's it, guys. That is it. Make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell. Of course, we'll see you soon for the next one. But until then, we're done.